So, you got your little cheat sheet from Lockhart.
Yeah.
And oh, there's all this trash back here. It's disgusting.
Well, we can take some of it back.
Yeah, I think we should.
Alright, so seatbelts. Adjust them on. Fuel levels on. Radio's electrical is off. Alright, brakes. Circuit breakers in. Yes. Mixture rich. I'll wait for you to close the door.
No, go ahead.
Okay. Mixture rich. Heartbeat cold. Wait. Yeah, cold, yeah.
I don't think you'll need to prime it. It hasn't been very long.
Alright.
How much gas do we have?
8 and 7.
Okay, that's good.
I think that's fine. Alright. Clear?
Hello.
114 Victor Kilo.
I can hear.
Victor.
Okay, raise your flaps and lean the mixture.
Stop 114 Victor Kilo, runway 17 left taxi via Kilo Bravo. 17 left via Kilo Bravo, 114 Victor Kilo.
Alright, you want to pick up ATIS?
Yeah, where's my vape? My check sheet.
I don't know, where is it?
Where did it? You have the brakes?
Have the brakes, yeah.
Alright, there it was.
Anytime you aren't actually hanging onto it, wedge it in there between the. It should fit snugly in there. Okay, alright. Let's get ATIS. Throttle back a little bit.
Austin Bergstrom International Airport information, Whiskey 23530. Wind 150 at 7. Visibility 10. 25,000 scattered. Temperature 33, 2.18. Altimeter 2980. Arrivals expect simultaneous visual approach into runway 17 left and.
So 3,500?
2,500.
Alright. Austin clearance November 4951 Alpha.
Call him again.
Austin clearance November 4951 Alpha.
Cessna 51 Alpha, go ahead.
4951 Alpha is a type Cessna 152, departure to Lockhart at 2,500. I didn't get the code.
Cessna 51 Alpha, departure frequency will be on 127.22, squawk 0213.
0213 12722, 51 Alpha.
Read back correct advisory attack.
Alright. You can do that quickly.
You have information, Whiskey.
Whiskey. Alright. We have whiskey. We have gin. Alright. Let's boogie.
What is that?
I don't know. Let me have it. Might have been just a little bit too much brake. I don't know. Seems okay now. Let me just take it up to the pink spot. Feels okay now. Possibly we hit one of those shocks. I didn't think so, but it feels alright right now. Alright, call ground.
United 530 requesting push from gate 16. We have Victor. 9530 Austin ground.
Yeah, it's just, I think one of the brake pads is getting rather thin, and I believe that's probably what's going on. Let's remember to squawk that.
Squawk what? That our brakes are?
One of the brake pads is rather thin. Did you happen to see that on the walk around?
It was a little bit, but
yeah.
It still looked like it was.
Yeah, I think that's probably the one. It's over here. Okay, go call them.
Austin ground, November 495 Alpha is at position 1, ready to taxi with whiskey.
1951 Alpha, runway 17 left taxi, Kilo Bravo.
17 left, Kilo Bravo, 51 Alpha.
We might have a new ATIS by now, because timing is right.
Full approaches to runway 17 left and 17 right. All VFR departures, contact clearance delivery on 125.5 prior to taxi. Advise on initial contact. You have information whiskey.
That's still whiskey. Alright. I think that someone with a little fleet of 172 should paint them all in the same colors as Southwest. I don't know whether you can legally do that or not, but no, maybe you can.
Some companies have the color copyrighted.
They may, in which case we probably couldn't get away with it. There'd have to be some slight variation.
Yeah. Point in the wind?
Yep, point into the wind over here.
Alright, cabin doors closed and latched. Flight controls. Alright. Instruments. Alright.
And that's current.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright,
Get your mixture rich for the run up and
Yep.
make sure your elevator trim's good.
elevator's good.
We'll do the lights later.
Yeah. Alright.
And I'm gonna do this.
Alright, 2 clicks. Both. 1.
That was a little rough.
Alright.
Let's close the windows, take it up to full power. Lean it as if you're in the air. You can pull it back that far initially and then do the little turns. Alright, 3 big turns and now 30 seconds. Hold the throttle.
American 1310 amend your taxi instructions. Taxi to parking via Charlie and Romeo now, and you'll be following a United jet. He's coming out of the backside right now for Golf 3.
Okay, Charlie, on down to Romeo to the ramp. We got United inside.
Alright, take it back to 17 again and try the mag check.
Both?
Yeah, do them both. Yeah.
One.
Much better.
Alright. Okay.
Okay, engine suction.
Yep.
Ammeter.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna lean it for takeoff as hot as it.
Alright, and
We can do
transponder.
turn a little bit this way, turn parallel to him and then off to the side of him.
Century 11, turn right at Kilo, straight into line of cover right there.
Yeah, this is good, just sit right here. Alright, now the tilt check right now.
Transponder. Altitude right now?
Yeah.
Alright. The indicator. Lights. Strobe. Beacon. Taxi.
And a little later on we'll put the navs on as well.
Okay.
And call tower.
Right.
Got that already in.
Austin Tower, November 4951 Alpha is in sequence at 17 left, ready to departure with whiskey.
Cessna 4951 Alpha, roger. Hold short, 917 now.
Hold short 51 Alpha.
You don't have to tell tower, you have whiskey.
Heading 230, 917 left, for takeoff.
The ones who are most interested in, whether you have the current ATIS or either clearance or ground, tower figures that by the time you're talking to him, you should already have been briefed on all that. Okay, now take it up to the line. Put yourself where he was.
Southwest 2983, turn left on Golf, and taxi to parking via Golf.
Go ahead and turn this on, it's the DME, a little black switch. And it doesn't display very brightly. That's just because the day-night sensor isn't working very well.
Cessna 51 Alpha, fly runway heading, runway 17 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway heading 17 left, clear to takeoff, 51 Alpha.
Alright, off we go.
It's not turning. Alright, there we go.
You have to let it start rolling and then tap the brake.
Cessna 51 Alpha, turn right, heading 190.
190, 51 Alpha.
Southwest 2983, your company to the right will be giving away to you. What's your gate number? Cessna 4 Victor Kilo, contact departure. Contact departure 4 Victor Kilo. United 530, turn left heading 150, runway 17 left, clear for takeoff. Traffic to Cessna turning southwestbound off the departure end.
Hi, clear for takeoff 17 left, on departure left turn 150, United 530.
Cessna 51 Alpha, you could expect on course here shortly. Traffic's a United jet departing.
51 Alpha. United Jet.
Well, it's one of those Continental United hybrids.
You never know what they are.
They say United, but I don't believe it. They look too much like Continental.
I always thought that Continental was bigger than United, and then United bought Continental out.
Well, maybe they just made themselves appear bigger. I don't know. I don't know what went on below the surface.
Is that the new racetrack that was built?
Yeah, that's it.
My cousin went there.
He went there for the big race, the opening race.
Yeah.
It was a madhouse at the airport. It was just absolutely wacko. I've never seen so many private jets in one place in my life. A lot of wealthy people that are into Formula One.
United 530, contact departure. Have a nice flight.
Apparently George Lucas was there. I knew people who were sitting fairly close to him. Guess that's his inspiration for all of those fast car scenes in the Star Wars movies, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Alrighty, so just stay on 190 until you get your on-course heading. So back over this way just a little bit.
Cessna 51 Alpha, proceed on course Lockhart, contact departure.
On course Lockhart over to departure 51 Alpha.
1000, expect vectors turning 17 left.
Down to 5, and understand 17 left, American 2007.
Austin departure November 4951 Alpha is with you.
51 Alpha, Austin departure, radar contact.
Let's climb at about 64, 65.
118, contact tower 121.0.
We'll climb more efficiently.
210.
Alright, so when you've got the DME on remote,
30, proceed direct Alexi.
and this is slave to that frequency right there, which is Centex VOR. That's how far we are from Centex.
Okay.
If you hit this,
That's awesome.
that's how far we are from the middle of the east runway.
Whiskey Tango, say the destination airport again.
Austin Executive.
Let's go back to this now. Lockhart is on the 187 radio.
Yep.
At 32 and a half nautical
Whiskey Tango,
miles.
squawk 0215.
Now, if we really wanted to get on that radio quickly, we'd go that way.
Go less than, yeah.
But we don't.
There's no need.
There's no need. It just makes us take longer to get there.
We are at...
Yeah, don't power back initially. Just lower the nose. Do nose down trim. Here, power full. Nose down trim, let your airspeed come up to 90. And then power back. This is a little different procedure than leveling off on the downwind leg in the pattern, where in fact you do power back as soon as you get to pattern altitude.
And now I start leaning?
Yeah, as long as your airspeed is stable, you can leave.
Houston Center 132.15.
3215, United 530 swamp.
I think that was the rise.
4 Whiskey Tango, radar contact a mile west of Giddings, altimeter 29er 79er.
29er 79er.
There it is. Alright.
Good evening, approach code 311, 14,200, 13,000.
Okay, so now all you gotta do is
Skyway 6311, Austin Project.
hold it on course heading, hold altitude.
Send and maintain.
Your next frequency will be what?
122.8?
4,000, guys.
It'll actually be the weather at San Marcos. How about that?
Yeah,
That's the ATIS.
I couldn't find the ATIS for Lockhart because it doesn't have one. And then
Doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So we use San Marcos, which is close. Add a little bit of power and enrich just a little. I think you're a little low. Okay. And lower the nose to 90. And
Skyway 6311, flighting 210.
trim for it.
311.
And then here's where you might need to make some small adjustments.
Maintain 3000.
Down to 3, American 2007.
So whatever power setting will hold altitude. 90 knots should be about 2,400 RPMs if you have it properly leaned.
Alpha, proceed on course to Lockhart.
On course?
On course.
On course 51 Alpha.
Alright, just push yourself right toward the middle of the town right now.
Yeah, it's right there. And then 183 becomes main road, and there's going to be a bend, and that's where
183 is it's overlapped by 130, and then 130 breaks off and joins I-35, and old 183 goes right through town. How much oil did we have?
About 5.
A little less than 5?
A little bit less, yeah.
Okay.
Heavy departure, Sunset 11, 1.5.
Winds are very calm today.
130.
Relatively.
Departure radar contact, turn left heading 080.
080, Sunset 11.
Alright, so now turn a little more to the left and let's see if we can't get this to come in.
Alright.
We don't have to have a dramatic intercept, but we can start working with it a bit. And if we're working with a VOR, it's a good idea to identify it. The way we do that is hit this button right here, push that in, pull this knob out and turn it up.
Clearance is about another 15 miles.
You're supposed to hear the...
That's it. If you know Morse code, that's CWK. Here it'll come again. Got it?
Yeah.
After a while, you'll learn Morse code kind of by osmosis.
American 2007, flighting 200, turn the runway 17 left, localizer, advise the field in sight, 11 o'clock, 15 miles.
Now, another way you can work with the VOR is just center the needle.
And then you know what radio you're
Then
on.
you know what radio you're on.
Commuter 11, proceed on
So we're
board.
currently on about 19...
190.
191 at 23.2. So there's only one place on the planet we could be. Now you can put it back on 187.
Oh, there we go.
And then turn a little more to the left. Well, let's go ahead and pick it up now because it's not going to be very far away. It'll be right over there. And then we can keep it centered. And all you need to do to keep it centered is just figure out what wind correction you need to make.
Approach American 2007 has the airport.
You don't necessarily fly that heading, obviously, because the wind is going to be pushing you off the radio. So now, I can see the airport very clearly. What about you?
2007, have a good day.
It's much more obvious today than it was last time.
Alpha, no traffic observed between you and Lockhart. 12 o'clock and 8 miles. Radar service is terminated. Squawk VFR. Change to advisory. Frequency approved.
Okay, squawk VFR.
Squawk VFR 510.
Alright, so I guess they've decided we can see the airport as well, right? Okay, hit that.
Sure, 0700 local time to 1900 local time. The frequency for automated weather is 120.825. Class Delta services are terminated. Common traffic advisory frequency and pilot control lighting frequency is 126.8.
So now it's an AWAS. When the tower closes, it becomes an AWAS. Otherwise, it's an ATIS. This is 122.
Notice for updates. Node runway 1735 closed. Taxiway Juliet closed, except between taxiway Charlie and runway 13.
I'm pointing at the airport. Let's get the winds, the altimeter setting.
San Marcos Municipal Airport, automated weather observation 0015 Zulu weather, wind 130 at 7, visibility more than 10, sky condition clear below 12,000, temperature 32 Celsius, 2.16 Celsius, altimeter 2981, remarks, density altitude 2,000.
Alright, 2981. Turn a little more to the left. Let's get this needle absolutely centered, and then we're going to try to keep it centered.
Okay.
Keep looking for the airport. Tell me when you see it. It is fairly visible.
see where the road splits and then...
Well, the road right down here, 183 breaks away and goes right through town.
Yep.
On the other side of town, you know, the buildings thin out. There's a bunch of buildings with gray or white roofs.
I mean, it should be right over there, but...
It's more down this way.
I see a water tower, I see an empty field.
Yeah, so traffic, Lockhart, Papa Bravo.
The airport's further south.
Oh, I see it, alright.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay, remember
It's
that
after
picture.
alright, yeah.
Remember that picture.
Yep.
Alright. We don't see, I don't hear anyone in the pattern at Lockhart. So I'll tell you what to say. We're 5 to the north, right?
Alright.
Okay, Lockhart traffic, Cessna 4951 Alpha, 5 to the north of 2,400 inbound for landing. Lockhart.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha is 5 to the north, inbound to land. Lockhart.
Okay, try to remember to include your altitude.
Okay.
It's helpful because you're trying to get people to know where to look for you. And then we need to stay
Approximately 3...
over here a little more.
east, rather.
Even though the radio is taking us right, the radio is taking us right to the airport, but we need to think how we're going to enter a pattern. And we don't want to fly right to the middle of the airport and drop it in, do we? We want to actually come in on a 45 for the downwind. So over here is good. And we can put it on about...
So are we doing a right pattern?
No, this is all left.
Okay, yeah.
We're going to be landing on 1-8. We were on 3-6 the other day.
Right.
Because 1-8 goes that way. We're going to go down to a little bit southeast of the airport, come in on a 45 going this way. Downwind is going to be like this, so downwind base and final. And if you want to start your descent, that's okay. At this point, enrich your mixture to where we had it on the ground. It's a mixture of power, carpet as needed. Probably don't need the carpet yet. Seatbelts and shoulder harnesses secure, fuel is on. I would say take it down to 2,000 feet and level off right there. Alright. And this heading looks good to me. Alright, now say Lockhart traffic for Cessna 4951 Alpha 2 to the northeast. We'll be entering a 45 for left downwind 18 Lockhart. We'll be entering left downwind for 18 Lockhart.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha is 2 to the northeast at 2,000. We'll be entering a 45 left traffic for runway 18 Lockhart.
Okay. Almost.
Almost?
45 for left downwind.
Left downwind.
Yeah. Move out this way just a little bit because the wind is trying to push us in.
Right.
That's good. That'll do it. Just think about if someone were on downwind, if they were flying kind of a wide pattern, we don't want to come in on top of them. That's good enough. Now you can turn a little bit back this way. And we'll just sit tight until the numbers at the far end of the runway, the 3-6, are on your right shoulder. At that point, you're going to do a 30-degree bank to the right and continue your descent on down to pattern altitude. So, did you get your knee board at the pilot shop? Did you come out here early for that?
Traffic wasn't bad, you know?
Oh, great.
And I also read the PTS, skimmed over it.
You say you what?
I read the PTS.
Oh. So you've got a copy of it. You read the whole thing?
Yep.
You got it all memorized?
No.
No, it's good to have it now because now you know what you're training for. Alright, go ahead and pull your car beat on and start a descent right now before we turn in. And give it another 10 seconds that way before you make your turn. And trim it for about 80. Pull with your left hand. This is primary for pitch. Trim it for 80 and now a 30-degree bank turn to the right. And you're going to say Lockhart. Traffic. Cessna 4951 Alpha is on a 45 for left downwind. 18 Lockhart.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha is on a left downwind for runway 18 Lockhart.
Not quite. It's on a 45 for left downwind. Alright, pitch up. Let's hold 80 knots. Pitch up, trip for it. Bring your power back in as you come up on 1500. And don't turn to the north yet, because you're still a little wide, aren't you? Okay, you need to be able to see the runway out that window. Yeah. All right, now make your turn. And bring your power back in. Hold 80 knots at 1,500 feet. Bring your power back to about 2,200 or so. And turn to north. Roll out. Okay, now we are on downwind. Beam the numbers. Car feed on, power to 17. Flaps 10. Once you're in the white arc, trim for 70. Keep your hand on the throttle and make your base turn when you're at a 45-degree angle to the numbers. Try to hold 70 at this point and 1,700 here. It's a formula, but it actually does help you set up.
Okay.
Now you can say Lockhart traffic says 4951 Alpha turning left base 18 Lockhart. 30-degree bank.
30.
30 degrees, 70 knots.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha turning left base runway 18 Lockhart.
Alright, just stay in the turn until you see the runway. Alright, roll out, wings level, flaps 20. You'll see the nose will come up a little bit as you do that, trim for 65. And then manage your altitude by what you see out there. If it looks
it's kind of high.
A little high, power back. Adjust your airspeed. Now call base to final, 18.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha turning final 18 Lockhart.
You can say it that way if you want to. Alright, go flaps full. This is pretty smooth air today. So hold 60 knots, power back a little bit. A little high. And now your airspeed indicator is not that thing anymore.
It's that right.
It's the distance between the top of the panel and horizon. Now you see the nose going left? You see it going left.
Yes, I see it.
Get on the right rudder. And as you do that, add a tiny bit of power. Because you're now starting to create more drag, even with a side slip. Now, stay on the center line. You're not ready to flare until you're at windsock height. Get a little more right rudder in. More right rudder, trust me. The nose should be to the right of the center line. Chop the power. Bring the nose to the level. Pull back a little more. Hold that, bring the nose up a little more. Alright, not bad. Flaps up, full power. RP cold. Off we go. Get back on the center line. Okay. I'll count landings right there. Alright. You could have gotten the nose up a tiny bit more, but that wasn't bad. Alright. I did help just a tiny bit right there at the end.
Yeah.
Yes, it's helpful if you understand that to hold level flight while you're in a descent with power at idle, you need to keep increasing back pressure just to keep the nose where it is.
Yeah.
And then just before you touch down, you want to raise it just a little bit. And then you have to pull a little harder to do that. That's all. Alright. It's all yours. I'm going to take a nap.
Alright, left turn at 1,000 feet?
No, 1,200.
1,200.
Unless there's somebody fast behind us taking off.
Right.
It's better to turn at 1,200 because that way you'll be getting the pattern altitude about the time you get to the downwind leg. If you turn at a lower altitude, you'll still be climbing on the downwind leg, which means you can't see the pattern very well.
Lockhart traffic 4951 Alpha is turning left crosswind, runway 18 Lockhart. Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha is on left downwind, runway 18 Lockhart.
Alright, now
a little bit too
power
close.
back a little bit. And let the nose come down to 80 knots. Pre-landing checklist, mixture power carpet as needed. And you don't need carpet yet. Seatbelt and shoulder harnesses, secure fuel on. Now you can relax a little bit. Double check this. And you might want to turn that way just a bit. We're getting a little wide. Okay.
Carpet on, 1700. Pitch for 70.
You get the flaps first, as long as you're in the wide arc. And when the flaps come in, they'll raise the nose a little bit.
Okay.
And then pitch and trim for 70. Double check your power at that point. You're looking for 70 knots. And your 45 degree.
Lockhart traffic, November 495 Alpha is turning left base for runway 18, Lockhart.
Alright, a little back pressure in this turn. Otherwise the nose falls and you get fast. Get back to 70, roll out. Don't turn quite so acutely. Alright, flaps 20. Stabilize it at 65. Decide about your altitude.
Lockhart traffic, 1951 Alpha is on final for runway 18, Lockhart.
Yeah, full flaps. Pitch and trim for 60. As smooth as it is today, 60 is the best. Powered idle if you aren't there already. Alright, a little more right rudder. A little bit more right rudder. Yes, indeed, more right rudder. More right rudder. Alright. Flaps up, full power, off we go. That wasn't so pretty, was it? Get on the right rudder right now. 5 feet cold. Okay. So, it kind of came at you a little fast.
Yeah.
As if you weren't quite sure where the ground was.
Yeah, I should have leveled off earlier.
You should have raised the nose and leveled off and then brought the nose up a little bit. But meanwhile, I think maybe my reminding you about the right rudder was a distraction, but in fact the nose was moving left, and sometimes you need to be willing to be more aggressive, but you also need to know what lined up looks like.
Yeah. Also, that was a very short final too, and
it wasn't bad. Yeah. All right. So let's do better this time.
okay. Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha is turning left crosswind for runway 18, Lockhart. Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha, starting left downwind for runway 18, Lockhart.
Okay, as soon as you're on downwind, it's double check this pre-landing checklist. Mixture power car feed is needed. 80 knots, 1500 feet.
I'm a bit too close. Car feed on. Throttle to 17. Flaps up. 70. Right. Alright. Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha, starting left base for runway 18, Lockhart. Back pressure.
So look at that pie slice of ground. After a while, that becomes extremely familiar. You're a little high there. You could go full flaps at this point with your power to idle. But set the airspeed at 65. I think with all this drag and no power, we'll get back on our glide path.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha, starting on final, Lockhart. Runway 18 now. Right rudder.
Yeah.
Alright. More right rudder.
Not, well, don't overdo it. That's a little more than you need. Need a little left aileron. You could back off your power a weensy bit. Get it back on that right rudder, though. Gotta be on that like a dog on a bone. But as you get down close to the ground, your crosswind may go away because buildings are blocked. Alright, now pitch to level. Bring the nose up. That's level. Hold it. Gradually increase back pressure. Keep pulling. Pull. Now raise the nose a little more. Pull a little harder. Stay on that right rudder. Pull a little harder. Pull, pull, pull. Much better. Flaps up.
Flaps up. Throttle.
Lots of left aileron. Car feet cold. Alright. That was good. And really, I don't think I did anything. There's a bird down there that I don't think I've seen before. A brown bird with a white throat and a yellow bill. What is that?
Also, there's smoke coming from that area over there.
Yeah, I smell it. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Probably somebody burning brush. I hope it's not out of control.
Feels like I'm floating too long when I'm above the runway. But
well, the only fix that you have available for that is to come in lower, land shorter.
Yeah, we have the
You
runway.
can set it down on the numbers, you know. You can plan it that way, and that could be a near future goal. We got plenty of runway. You got 4,000 feet of runways.
6,000. Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha is on left crosswind for runway 18, Lockhart. I was about to say Austin.
Are we just on 3?
Yeah.
I'm counting them, but I don't want to make sure I don't miss one.
One was okay, one was bad, and then this was just the last one.
Okay. So, yeah, that looks kind of like controlled brush piles down there, I hope. But particularly in the summer when it's really dry, fires can very quickly get out of control over here.
Lockhart traffic, November 495 Alpha is on left downwind for runway 18, Lockhart. I think I'm a little bit too far out. No, actually. Well, a little.
Just a tiny little bit. All right.
Alright, pitch down for 80. Alright, these are good. Yeah, there's nobody in the air. Carpet on, throttle to 7. Alright, 70, flaps 10. Lockhart traffic, November 495 on office, left base for runway 18, Lockhart. Alright.
Get those a little sooner. Power back a little bit. Trim for 65.
Lockhart traffic, 495 on Alpha is on final, runway 18, Lockhart.
You should really be at 65 in this turn. I don't think you need power. Just pitch for 60 and trim for it. Back off your power. Now, I would add a tiny bit of right rudder and stay on it. And add a little tiny bit of left aileron and stay on that. You want to be leaning that way and you want to touch down on that wheel first. A little more left aileron, a little more right rudder.
Alright. That is right there.
That looks good. All the runway's going to do is get bigger. Yeah, if you see it changing, then fix it. Get on that right rudder. Power to idle. Alright, pitch to level. Now, don't let go of the crosswind controls just because you've done something else. Take out some of the left aileron. Take it out, get the nose up. Alright, not too bad. Alright, left setup. Okay, off we go. Carpeet bolt. Yeah, you see how the crosswind will go away when you get close to the ground sometimes. And sometimes it'll come back in short spurts between buildings too.
Did I have too much back pressure when I was turning to base that I lost so much airspeed, or?
Yeah, you might have had a little too much.
Okay.
You got a little slow. Actually, I think it's when you were turning final you were a little slow.
Alright.
Base to final you were at about 58 briefly. But it's still nowhere near the stall, but it's not what you're intending to do. That turn should be 65. And then you slow to 60 on final.
Lockhart traffic, November 495 on office, left base, or left crosswind for runway 18, Lockhart. Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha is on left downwind for runway 18, Lockhart. Alright, mixture throttle carb as needed. Pitch 4-8. A little too close. RB on 17, laps 10, 70. Yep, alright. Lockhart traffic, 495 on Alpha, starting left base for runway 18, Lockhart. Alright, that high. Yeah, more flex.
Yeah.
And when nose comes up. 65. Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is on final for runway 18, Lockhart.
Alright, full power to idle. Just sit tight with the power you've got.
Okay.
Get on the center line. I think you'll make it. Hold 60. Well, it's taxiing out. You see him? Now, don't add power unless you absolutely need it, but don't try to pitch up and extend your glide either. All right, now pitch to level. You didn't need it. Get the nose up. Get it up. Get the nose up. Pull. All
Alright.
right.
I had the grass.
You little faith. Come on, you would have made it. You would have made it.
A weird feeling.
Alright, now, next time, next circuit, we're going to pull the power to idle to beam the numbers.
Oh.
Now, it's called a power off approach. You keep a tighter pattern, you turn base sooner.
So not 45 degrees?
No, you don't want to wait that long.
Yeah.
And you hold off on your flaps until you know you need them. But this is all actually good practice. It's not really a standard simulated engine failure, but it's good practice for that. How to manage your altitude with no power. You just train your eye and your brain to deal with what you've got.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is turning left crosswind for runway 18, Lockhart. traffic, 4951 Alpha is on left downwind for runway 18, Lockhart. Yeah, hasn't taken off, has he?
You see him?
Not really, actually.
I have not heard him either.
Yeah.
Oh,
I see him.
Got it? Okay. Alright. Well, we'll have to see whether we can do this power-off approach with him sitting there. If he gets moving right away, we can.
Lockhart traffic, belong at 14751, departing runway 18, Lockhart traffic.
Alright.
We'll extend our downwind?
Nope, carpet on.
Alright.
Power to idle. Pitch up. 60 knots. Pitch to 60 right now.
Okay, yep.
Alright.
He's on the runway.
Make your turn. Base. Oh, left base.
4951 Alpha is on left base for runway 18, Lockhart.
60 knots. Unless, of course, you don't need to be at best glide airspeed. Roll out right there. Alright, flaps 20 right now. Now, hold 65. And trim for it. Now, if you think you have too much altitude, get on the right rudder as we make this left turn. Flip it around the corner. Start the turn. Can't always pull off a touch and go doing this. Power still at idle, right?
Yep. And it's
Alright, flaps full. Okay, now stay on the right rudder. Point the nose over there. Pedal to the metal. Hold 65. And you do, you need to use the aileron to stay in the vicinity of the center. Now get your crosswind correction in. It'll be a side slip. Alright, now windsock height. Bring the nose up a little more. Pull a little harder. Stay on that right rudder. Get the nose up a little more. Just keep increasing back pressure. Now raise the nose with a little more back pressure. Okay, get on the brakes and we'll exit. Each. Let's and that's your clear of 18.
Lockhart traffic, belong at 14751, departing the traffic to the east, Lockhart.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is clear of runway 18, taxiing back, Lockhart.
Alright, flaps up. So, what did you observe about that? First of all, we made it,
okay,
right?
forward slip.
We used a pretty radical forward slip beginning on the base leg, right?
Yes. Maybe we brake too hard?
No.
No? Okay.
No. It's generally a good idea, if you're going to do a power-off approach, to pitch initially to your best glide airspeed. And then decide what you're going to do about your flaps.
So best glide for this is 65 or 70?
60.
60, alright.
60.
So if an engine were to go out, you want to go at 60?
Yes. You would, until you know you've got too much altitude, at which point you can pitch for a faster airspeed with full flaps and a forward slip to get rid of that altitude. But, you know, it's, you don't want to have too much altitude. You don't want to have too little altitude. It's a whole lot easier to fix too much altitude than it is too little altitude. Let's do our spin around. Buff to the right. Spin it around. Because we have tricks for getting rid of excess altitude, but we have no tricks for finding altitude we haven't got. Alright, carpet hold. And make your announcement. Departing 18, remaining in the pattern.
Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha is taking 18, remaining in the pattern, Lockhart.
And let's do another power-off approach. This time it's all yours. Just beam the numbers. Carpet on, power to idle.
Okay.
And you decide how you're going to manage your altitude and your flaps.
coming a little bit from the left. Would this field here be good if something were to happen, like the engine? Could we go over there?
What, next to that house?
Traffic Skyhawk 114, Victor
Right down
Kilo
here?
is 1.5 mile final for 18 Lockhart traffic.
Okay, there's someone coming in on final. That one out there beyond those trees, I think you'd make that.
Okay.
Would be okay.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is turning left crosswind for runway 18 Lockhart.
If that guy weren't out there on final, or in the near future, we'll do a simulated engine failure right here. And we'll land on 3-6 with no power. It can be done, but I don't want to do it with someone landing.
Yeah. I don't see it.
He called a 1.5 mile final, so he's out there.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is turning left downwind for runway 18 Lockhart.
Lockhart traffic, Skyhawk 114, Victor Kilo is going missed on 18 Lockhart traffic.
Missed.
Going missed, huh? Alright, find him. As long as he's not a conflict for us.
I do not see him. Oh, I do see him. Alright, Lockhart traffic, we see you.
Oh, I don't see him. Where is he?
Right
Copy
there.
that, Lockhart traffic, we got you to Charlie Papa. We are going to be
Right there. On the wing strut.
proceeding to the missed approach point to the east and north from here. 4 Kilo.
Okay, hold 1,500 feet.
Going northeast.
No, he is, but he's got to follow a standard missed approach procedure. Doesn't get to just knock us out of the pattern. Because we're moving that way as well. It's northeast. Alright, carpet on, powered idle. Pitch for 60, pitch for 60s. Get right there. Come on, yank it. Trim for it. Now, last time we had more altitude than we needed, didn't we?
Yes.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, turn base, 60 knots.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is turning left base for runway 18 Lockhart.
Alright, hold 60 right now until you see the runway, and then you can decide what you're going to do about the altitude you got.
Alright, we're too high.
Alright, but get some flaps in.
Yeah.
Don't set yourself up for a steep turn onto final.
Okay.
You went full flaps, and that's probably, well, generally we don't take flaps out once you've got them in.
Cool.
So you're stuck with what you've got. Now you can hold 65 and get your forward slip in once you're on final. And that means point the nose over there, not aligned with the runway, until you're on your glide path, which you will be very soon. Now, side slip for the crossman. Keep it aligned. Stay absolutely on that balance beam. Too much over to the left. Get a little right aileron in. Now bring the nose up the level. Up a little more. That's it. Bring it up a little more. Raise the nose. Pull, 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 pull. Get out on that right rudder. Right rudder. Pull the nose a little higher. Not bad. Right on the center line. Off we go. Doesn't have to be absolutely a greaser. Just has to be safe and centered. Alright, let's do one more. Okay. And we'll head back. And your choice, if you want to do another power-off approach this time, that's fine. If you want to do a normal procedures approach, that's fine too. Your call. And let's do power-off. Okay.
I was a little bit afraid about hitting the tail with the ground. That nut up.
65 knots. You're not going to hit the tail at that pitch attitude. You'd have to get it quite a bit higher before that becomes an issue. It's not impossible to do that, but you're not getting anywhere near that. I'm going to turn the nav lights on, or you can.
Okay. Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha, turning left crosswind for runway 18, Lockhart. I wonder where he's at.
He said he was going back to the missed approach point. He may be coming in for another instrument approach. So I don't have my IFR charts on me, so I can't tell you where that is. But it's going to be out there somewhere.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha, zone left downwind for runway 18, Lockhart. So I guess he's just an instrument student practicing and...
Yeah. Hard to know if he's solo or with an instrument instructor. You can't be sure.
Alright, mixture throttle, cars. Feet on, throttle to idle. 65. Or 60. Alright, I'm gonna turn. Maybe I turned too late.
I've got the throttle.
Okay, flaps.
If I were you, I would hold off on the flaps. Don't add any more. Better just try to get yourself in there as efficiently as you can.
Yep. Holding 60. Shallow turn. 4951 Alpha is on final for runway 18. Lockhart.
Now, the one thing I would not have done would be to add flaps while I'm flying away from the runway.
Okay.
Because you couldn't see it when you did that.
Yeah.
You could have made that decision when you could see it. Alright, just pitch up a little more. Hold 60 to 65. I think you're going to make it.
Yeah, we're actually pretty high.
Don't get slower than 60. And if you know you got it made and you want more flaps,
Yeah.
add more, but don't let the flaps raise your nose. Alright, power's all yours, but you don't need it. Got it made in the shade. Show me a good landing.
Alright, level.
You're not
Back,
quite level.
back.
Now hold that. Hold that. Hold level a little longer.
Right,
Now bring the nose up. Pull back a little more. Pull a little more. Raise the nose. Alright. Flaps up first. We add power. That was pretty good. If you'd be willing to raise the nose a tiny bit more, you'll squeak it on. You're not even hearing the stall horn.
No.
And the stall horn doesn't tell you you're stalled, it tells that you're approaching that angle of attack. It's fine to hear the stall horn just before you touch down. That means that you really are at the right pitch attitude for a gentle landing, 65 knots. And we'll depart off the downwind and go home.
Okay. I'm starting to see the aileron and rudder combination that I need.
Yeah. No, it's definitely something that becomes more intuitive. Once you get past the mechanics of it, move into the intuitive and artistic aspect of it, which is very satisfying.
Lockhart traffic, November 4951 Alpha, turning left crosswind, departing to the north back to Austin, Lockhart.
The guy's not coming back. Maybe he just came in here to do one approach. I don't.
Lockhart traffic, 4951 Alpha is on downwind for departing to the north, Lockhart.
Left downwind 18, departing pattern to the north. That's how you should say it. Let's just hold pattern altitude right now.
Okay.
Just to reinforce that. Yeah. Airspeed, altitude, and distance. And then when you're opposite the 18, then you can give it full power and climb. Meanwhile, let's double check this. Yeah. Zero that out. We're going to have 9 altogether. So do you know what the nav lights are? Where they are?
It's the white and green, or the red and green lights on the wings.
You know which color is where?
Green is on the right, and red is on the left.
And there's a white one looking backwards on the very tip, the vertical fin.
Okay.
It's not the beacon on top.
Beacon, yeah, beacon's on
just
top.
below the beacon facing backwards. Alright, full power. Let's climb on a heading of about 010, 65 knots. Pitch.
And the taxi is forward and the landing is more low?
Yeah, they look kind of similar unless it's dark and you're close to the ground, and then you can see that they're set at slightly different angles. Taxi is more level and landing light point down. Alright, so look around out there and tell me when you see Bergstrom. Visibility is great today, so you should be able to see it pretty soon.
I see some water.
Alright. I'm not sure that water is going to be helpful.
I see Bergstrom.
Lower the nose. You see it?
I think that's one of the runways over there.
Well, it helps to see both of them right out there. Okay, resume your climb. Get back to 5. When you're in a climb, in general, you want to lower the nose every 30 or 40 seconds and take a quick look. You can also do these gentle, like Dutch rolls to look ahead, but you need to maneuver in some way. Be ahead. Alright, we're above pattern altitude by more than 500 feet, so...
It's good.
Advise on initial contact. You have information X-ray.
X-ray...
Austin Bergstrom International Airport information X-ray 00530. Wind 150 at 7. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 25,000. Temperature 2.18. Altimeter 2981.
I see both runways.
Expect simultaneous visual approaches to runway.
Alright, 2981, that's what we have already.
VFR departures.
It's X-ray, hit the
delivery
button.
on 1.
Okay, you know what to say?
Austin approach, wait for them to come back, and I'll say Austin approach, November 4951 Alpha is just spotted Lockhart.
So you're going to say Austin approach, Cessna 4951 Alpha. We've come back. Alright, level off.
And then Cessna 4951 Alpha, just departed Lockhart, down to land.
The 152 just departed Lockhart, landing Austin.
Landing on, right.
With
X-ray.
Alright, nose down trim, 90 knots, and then power back. Remember that when we're leveling off at cruise, You want to hold off on backing off the power. Wait until your airspeed comes up before you do that. Alright, and so give Austin a call.
Austin approach, November 4951 Alpha.
November 51 Alpha, Austin approach.
4951 Alpha is ahead Cessna 152, just departed Lockhart, inbound to land, 51 Alpha. With X-ray.
Cessna 51 Alpha, squawk 0221.
0221.
Alright, your next frequency will probably be tower. Just because it's late enough in the day, they may not be using the other one.
So it's the PAPI light that actually helps you see the runways.
PAPI light helps, but just seeing the two side-by-side clearings where the runways are.
Actually really far apart.
And of course, we're not landing to the north. We're going to be...
Cessna 51 Alpha, radar contact, 3 miles south Austin, altimeter 2981, say altitude.
Say 2,600.
2,600, 51 Alpha.
Cessna 51 Alpha, turn right heading 040. Expect runway 17 left, advise when you have X-ray.
040, we have X-ray.
040, we have X-ray, 51 Alpha.
Okay, your power's a little low. Airspeed's a little low.
I should lean a little bit, but...
Yeah, make sure your airspeed's stable when you do it.
Right, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, they're sending us off that away for a bit. I guess they've got some traffic. I want to double check this against that. And let's scale 2,500 and 90 knots. Anyway, leveling off at cruise is a little different from leveling off in the pattern. The pattern we power back right away when we get to our pattern altitude because we're not trying to get as fast as a cruise airspeed, we're just trying to get to 80. When we're leveling off at 90 or 95,
323 Papa Lima.
you want to wait until your airspeed comes up before you power back. Meanwhile, you're giving it forward pressure, nose down trim, the whole level flight, and allow your airspeed to increase. So just remember, slightly different procedure.
Why is this to the right?
Well, you got the ILS frequency in that button. Punch that. That's now the VOR.
Yeah.
And this is the radio that we're on.
Yep.
At the 184, and this is our distance from the VOR. So there's the 180 right there.
Yep.
184 is about here. And we're 22 miles, so we're right out here. And that looks about right, doesn't it?
Yep. No, but for the runway it says...
Forward to kilo, flying 340. 340, forward to kilo.
Now, you see, the ILS is very, very sensitive. And it's set up
You have to be in the
not
cone.
for 35 right, but for 17 left. And you have to be...
Is it a different frequency for 35 right?
Yeah. Well, the 35, no. The 35 right...
Cessna 51 Alpha, contact approach 119.0.
I'll get it.
119.0, 5 miles.
Right, hit it.
Cessna 4 Victor, keep close. We
Okay, so sometimes in the late evening they use that.
He had you in sight.
Alright.
Copy, thanks. Flight 3504, do you have the airport inside still behind you to your right? Affirmative, inside flight trip 3504. Flight 3504, clear visual.
Just call them approach.
Clear for the visual 17 right, flight trip 3504. If you guys knew about it, it would have been nice to give us an advisory.
Come on. Yabbity,
Talk
yabbity,
to the
yabbity.
tower about it. You were talking to the tower before he was ever there.
Yeah, it was the tower, thanks. Austin approach 4951 Alpha is with you.
him again.
Austin approach, November 4951 Alpha is with you.
Just 51 Alpha, Austin, roger.
Alright, just stay on your last assigned heading.
First Skyhawk 114 Victor Kilo 2009.
Oh, wait.
Heading 340 back to first.
Power line right here.
Yeah,
Skyhawk 4 Victor Kilo, roger.
that one right there, probably. The ILS frequency for the east runway is the same whether it is 35 right or 17 left.
The aircraft right now are landing on.
But it's set up for 17 left, meaning that it's a little wedge.
Yeah.
Okay?
Flagship 3504, contact tower 1210.
It's a very narrow little wedge.
3504, have a day.
And if you're not within it, this thing isn't even going to tell you anything. But
Air 2, say again.
we'll be able to fly it on final.
Air 2, but if you would, please.
Let's stay at 2,500 feet and enrich just a little bit. See if we can hold 90 knots. 040 and lower the nose to 90, add power. Alright. Now back your power off a tiny bit. Keep it at 24. That should work. Let's see, you could say approach 4951 Alpha has the airport in sight. See if that gets us turn inbound.
And Air 2, we're west of final now. We still have them in sight.
Air 2, roger. Once you pass, you can continue your operation.
Roger. Can we cause somebody a problem?
He had to go around because of a TCAS resolution.
Okay, roger. It was nothing on us though, right?
It was on his box, yeah, on you that he saw. He wasn't sure where you were.
Okay, roger.
Austin approach 4951 Alpha has the airport in sight.
Just 51 Alpha, turn left heading 350.
Hey!
I am at
350.
Oh, yeah. 35051 Alpha.
See, sometimes that works, right? 350 is much
Cessna 4 Victor Kilo, turn left heading
more
left 330.
along the lines of what we want to do. Now you can see the split pond right there. You see that?
Yep.
And there's Decker Lake, so you got everything, all your landmarks laid out there. 350, you're on 340. So these needles are just going to float until you're in that very narrow cone. And then they're very precise.
Cessna 51 Alpha, you're following a Cessna on a mile final. Resume on navigation left to base runway 17 left.
Say own navigation looking for traffic.
No navigation looking for traffic 51 Alpha.
Alright, turn right toward the split pond. Now let's just stay here at this altitude for now. So if he's on a mile final, I doubt we're going to catch him.
Yeah.
Air 2, we're back over on home.
Air 2, roger.
Tower.
51 Alpha, contact tower.
Over to tower 51 Alpha.
Now you can do that. Alright, tell Tower you're with him.
Austin Tower, November 4951 Alpha is with you.
Cessna 4951 Alpha, Austin Tower, continue runway 17 left. I'll call your base turn. Traffic will be Gulfstream departing.
5 and Alpha will continue.
51 Alpha will continue.
Alright, let's do a pre-landing check. This time you can go for mixture full ridge. And power back to 2100.
706, turn right 1 able on ground point niner.
Stay on this heading.
Turning right on golf and going to ground.
We're going to level off at 2,000 feet.
Flagship 3504, turn left on Tango and ground point niner.
Left on Tango, ground point niner, and do you mind if we get a telephone number for the supervisor tower there? Flagship 3504.
Flagship 3504, no problem. Hold. Contact ground point niner and they'll give it to you.
Alright, thanks. Ground point niner, flagship 3504. What happened to that?
Gulfstream 0 Whiskey Romeo, fly heading 170, running 17 left, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, that's it. 170 and clear to go 17 left, Whiskey Romeo.
Now, sometimes little conflicts arise.
4 Golf Delta will be ready.
And we weren't part of the woodwork when the whole thing came down, so I'd be guessing as to what it was about. It seemed like it was a TCAS issue where one aircraft's TCAS apparently went off because of another aircraft being too close, and somehow ATC was part of the problem and they want to talk it out on the ground, and I don't know, really. I'm just glad it doesn't involve us. Alright, he says he's going to call our base.
Turn a bit to the right.
Yeah, I'd say turn a little more to the right. You could say, can 51 Alpha turn base? Tower, can 51 Alpha turn base?
Tower, can 51 Alpha turn base?
Sets up 51 Alpha, negative. I'm going to get a Kinger out also.
Alright. 51 Alpha.
Alright, well let's actually turn downwind in that case and hold altitude. Just hold 1700.
Turn 0 Whiskey Romeo, turn left heading 150, contact correction maintenance frequency.
150 Whiskey Romeo.
And slow it down to about 80. Pitch for about 80.
170, running 17 left, clear for takeoff. Caution wake turbulence departed Gulfstream and Super King Air.
Or even slow it to 70, you know.
170, clear for
But let's
takeoff.
don't any flaps.
Cessna 51 Alpha, I'm sorry, turn your base at your discretion. Traffic's a King Air departing, caution wake turbulence.
51 Alpha turning base.
51 Alpha turning base.
Alright, 30 degrees and 70 knots. Pitch for 70.
See ya.
This part's pretty much the same. Pitch up. Pull back. 70 knots. And roll out right there. And now you can get some flaps in. We're not cleared to land yet, but we can start setting up. Pitch for 65. Adjust your power. This is a picture. We're a little high. If we were at Lockhart, we would be high, but we got 9,000 feet runway. Power back just a little more.
Start turning?
Yep, turn final. Get your next notch of flaps.
Alright.
Power back a little more. And just say, is 51 Alpha clear to land?
Tower, is 51 Alpha clear to land?
That's a 51 Alpha affirmative, runway 17 left, clear to land, wind 130 at 6.
17 left, clear to land, 51 Alpha.
Alright.
Alright, so we have the...
Now you've got the localizer, you're high, you're above the glide slope, and the PAPI tells you that.
Yep.
That's okay, you don't have to get on it.
King Air 4 Golf Delta, turn left
ahead, go
heading
full
150
flaps.
and contact
Pitch for
departure.
60 knots.
Turn 150 over to departure 4 Golf Delta connect.
And just start working with the crosswind. Let's nail the center line all the way down. And see how that foreground-background issue changes as you get closer to the runway.
Tower Southwest 3776 is ready to go. Now on subject.
Oh, we just turned those on. Whoops. Lovely.
Southwest 376 Austin Tower, turn right heading 190, runway 17 right, clear for
So now you're on the glide slope.
Clear for takeoff, runway 17.
Add a little power.
90 on departure Southwest 3776.
Now see if you can touch it down right on the numbers. Now back off your power a little bit. Just where you make very small power adjustments. Back it off a tiny bit more. Get on that right rudder. Alright, power to idle. Go into your flare. Bring the nose up, up a little more, up a little more, up a little more, up a little more, and you landed just about 10 feet long. Alright, get on the center. When we start working on short field landings, we'll really own that process. So you can put it right where you want it. Let's go on down to Juliet. Get off there. Sounds like
Cessna 51 Alpha, turn right on Juliet, ground point 9er.
Right on Juliet, ground 51 Alpha.
just wait until you turn off. Technically, the runway is tower's domain, and when you get off it, then you're in ground's domain. Cross the line, stop, and clean it up. That means get the knobs and switches and flaps and frequency. Yeah. Now say it all once. Who you are, where you want to go.
Austin, ground November 495 on Alpha, clear of 17 left at Juliet, taxi to Atlantic.
This is 495 on Alpha, Austin ground, taxi via Alpha, Kilo departure.
Alpha Kilo, 51 Alpha.
Alright, I'll get the DME off. And the lights can stay on right now.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, it was good. Good. Alright, so get on the yellow line.
453 Romeo right.
And I think you got a little bit of a left crosswind.
Romeo
So
17 right, taxi via Romeo Charlie. Romeo Charlie 17 right, Scott, 453 Romeo.
That tower is number 3620, moving into gate 25.
Number 3620, thank you, have a good night.
What do you do now if there's no shadow for the wings?
just look very carefully, that's all you can do. Move very slowly. Now we can't park on the first row anyway, so
Yeah.
you can't have that outside spot. There's one down there next to 796. I may move us over. I think we have got one flight booked in 796. 51 Alpha right now is 9.5 hours away from its 100 hour. And I'm going to look at the schedule and kind of make a quick guess about
Yeah, you might have
when
to
the 100 hours is going to happen. I'd like to go ahead and
book that one instead.
kind of be preemptive and book that one so we aren't without an airplane. Turn to the right just a little bit and angle yourself toward the midpoint. Okay, that looks good. Go forward. Don't turn any further. Go forward a little bit more. And a little bit more, and now a tight left turn.
Left?
Yes, tight left. Bump on that left brake, add a little power, and put your nose on his tail tie down, and straighten out the nose wheel as you do it. He's a little off his tie down spot. Get on a little right pedal, and move forward just a tiny bit, and swing the nose this way just a bit. All right, that looks good enough. We can do the rest. All right, checklist.
Alright. Lights off. Good.
Normally we get the key off and out before the master.
Okay.